Richard from Austria. He says the car is bigger than his country. Nice to meet you, Mr. Richard.
Pleasure.
And you say the car is bigger than your country.
It's more than double the size. You know, half of the car would be in Germany, the other half, you know, in Italy.
In Italy.
And a little bit in between is my country.
And thank you.
President, had he lived, John Kennedy would have celebrated a birthday today. Eyewitness News reporter Jerry Helpman says the memory of JFK still touches America.
A city does not become free merely by calling it a free city.
He would have been 70 years old today. Members of the Kennedy clan gathered in Cambridge, Massachusetts to dedicate a park in his honor. A wreath was laid on his grave at Arlington National Cemetery. Most people remember not his birthday, but rather where they were the day he died.
I went home, my mother was crying, and then when I got home from school, my father was crying, and it made a very big impression on me as a young person, because young people are impressionable, to see these adults crying. So I knew there was something that I had to do to learn more about President Kennedy.
From that day on, Fred Shisheli devoted his life to collecting Kennedy memorabilia. He's got a plate collection, a book collection, a photograph collection, commemorative coins, and the front pages of newspapers from November of 1963. Perhaps the most notable piece of his collection, a 1961 Lincoln Continental, a replica of the presidential limousine in which Kennedy was assassinated.
There was a time that the country was sort of innocent. You could have a United States president ride in an open convertible and didn't think twice about the fate what was going to happen. Today in 1987, that's unheard of. So really, I want people to remember President Kennedy, but I also want people to remember the 1960s.
Shisheli says he capitalizes on Kennedy's life, not his death. He calls him the last president we all felt good about. Shisheli will take his collection on the road next year. He hopes to establish a museum near the Kennedy Space Center, where he says the only thing Kennedy is remembered by is his name. He also says Kennedy should be remembered not only on November 22nd, but on his birthday as well. In Coral Springs, Jerry Hoffman, Channel 10 Eyewitness News.
Right here, and what you're actually seeing is the opposite side of the runway. The next buildings there were there in 1963. The tree line. You can see the trees over there. These straight lines here show the trees. If there had been damage to the car before the Kennedy assassination, you'd see a circular area here and a ripple, and it'd be all distorted. But there's no distortion here. We're seeing a straight reflection on the other side of the runway. That proves that the damage was done afterward, during the Kennedy assassination.